Welcome back to Star or Shovelware, my name's Luke, and today on the channel we're going to be taking a look at Pachi Pachi 2 on a roll on the Nintendo Switch, sequel to the first game, Pachi Pachi on a roll, which once more sees us dropping our balls into peg-filled boards, attempting to complete challenges and earn those all-important high scores to unlock new stages and bonus content. Now, I'm a big fan of these casual Pachinko inspired titles like Peggle and Round Guard, and was interested in seeing how they'd progress the formula seen in the first title. So let's get on into this review and see how things are looking, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy my content and want to see more. So much like the first game, there's nothing really in terms of a storyline with this one, and so we're going to be skipping it, although the eShop description does mention that we're going to be partaking in 4 different scenarios, and indeed the game does feature 4 different themed levels featuring different characters, and the boards do kind of set up a scenario for us, but nothing that could be considered a plotline. Getting into the game though, once again we get a similar format to the gameplay, and the objective in each of the game's levels is to simply drop our ball into the pegboard and have it bounce down through the pegs, hitting various objects as it goes, and for each object that we hit we earn a few points. Along the left side of the screen we get a list of objectives to complete, and each of the levels features a different set of objectives, which usually require us to interact with the unique features in each board. These include dropping our ball into the slots of lucky cats and parking meters, bouncing off lanterns, flowers, traffic cones and penguins, or collecting objects which appear at random throughout the field. And for each of the objects we complete we'll receive chips which progress the meter shown above our score. The further along this meter progresses, the more of a multiplier will be applied to the points that we earn, and this is an incredibly important feature to know, as in order to unlock additional levels we must either reach a certain amount of points or complete every single objective in a level, both of which prove surprisingly difficult. Now, completing objectives also rewards us with additional balls, but you really need to be tactical about how you drop these. You can't just keep dropping them at random and hoping to hit your mark, and you'll soon learn that dropping them in specific locations yields the exact same fall pattern, which you can then use to your advantage to complete objectives much quicker. Down at the bottom of the screen you'll also see a series of coloured slots into which your ball can fall, and lighting up all of these slots rewards you with a hefty bunch of points, as well as some fireworks and a nice little fanfare. Now, there's not an awful lot more to say about the gameplay in this one, and I'd say that this second game in the series doesn't stray too far from the first when it comes to the overall gameplay experience you're going to have with it. The special heart pegs return once more, which, when destroyed, slowly remove the clothing from our female protagonists, but the nudity has been toned down in this one, as has the size of the character's boobs, leading to a much lower age rating for the game. When it comes to the board mechanics, I'd say they've been significantly improved, and each board feels uniquely different, features a more varied set of mechanics, and it just feels like they've had a lot more thought put into the overall structure of them. Challenge wise, I'd say that the game has also taken a step up, as while I was able to breeze through the first game without so much as a hitch, unlocking the levels in this second game is much more of a challenge, and it just feels a little bit more stingy on the ball front, especially considering how difficult it can be to hit some of the board features. Overall though, I had quite a bit of fun with this one. I'd say it has a certain degree of replayability thanks to its high score system and gallery unlocks, which include some scantily clad characters for you to ogle at, and despite it being a little bit more challenging, it's still a very casual game, and a perfect option if you're looking for a little time filler title. So visually then, I'd say that Pachi Pachi 2 is pretty much on par with the first game, and indeed if you've played the first title, you'll notice that many of the same assets have been used to create this one. We get the same main menu visuals with the same catchy on a roll theme tune playing, but at least there's some variety when it comes to the girls, and overall the visuals are pretty decent for the type of game that it is. Audio wise, the sound effects are reasonably decent and match the theme of the levels, and the music in each of them is not bad either, with some catchy tunes to play along to. Overall, not bad stuff. So no issues at all when it comes to the game's performance on the Switch, and I didn't experience any frame rate problems. When it comes to gameplay issues, very few to report either. Like I said, the game can be a little frustrating until you learn the drop pans of the balls and can use them more effectively, and the only real problem I encountered was with one of the missions in the second level, as I simply couldn't work out what I had to do to activate it. In terms of the general gameplay, I'd say that the developers could have definitely got a little bit more adventurous with this second outing, as it's pretty much more of the same and they haven't really attempted anything more technical, and it was a real shame to see that the minigames found in the first game weren't present either. Overall though, Pachi Pachi 2 is a nice casual play and a less seedy variant of its predecessor. It's relatively simple, and after you've completed all of its levels and unlocked all of the gallery items, I'd say there's not much reason to return to it, but it's fun while it lasts. And when it comes to my own personal rating, I'm going to be giving Pachi Pachi 2 on a roll 3 out of 5 stars. If you're a fan of Pachinko titles and are looking for a new one to burn a few hours on, then Pachi Pachi 2 may be worth a purchase. And so that about does it for this review of Pachi Pachi 2 on a roll on the Nintendo Switch. So are you a fan of these Pachinko-like games? And like me, would you like to see more of them on the Switch? Let me know down in the comments section below. As always, like and subscribe to support both me and the content that I put out. Thanks once again for watching, and until next time, take care of yourselves and game on.